see problems. So from router 2's perspective, it sees router 1 as the gateway last resort. So what I can do here is, as you can see in my routing table, I don't have a connection to the 10 network. So what I can do here is what we should see as the traffic flow is it should go out. I should still be able to have connectivity to router 1's 10 network because of my default route that I just put in. So if I go ahead and try to ping it 192.168.10.1, which is router 1's loopback 10 interface, I should have connectivity. As you can see, I do. And if I do a debug IP packets, let's go ahead and do a ping. Do a show log. Let's see here now. Source is the 10.1. Destination here is 12.2, which is router 2's IP to get to router 1. Again, if we look at the source, which is it just routes it via EIGRP, and then we have basically, if we go to router 1 and do a debug IP packet on router 2, if I go ahead and do the ping again on router 1, if I do a show log, you see here that it's routing just fine. It's going to the 10 network here, 192.168.10.1. its destination is 12.2, and it knows how to get to that through the serial 0.0 interface. So the packet flow here, we're seeing on router 2, do a show IP route again, you see we have a default route pointed towards router 1. So the source of this ping is 172.16.12.2, which is router 2's serial 0.0 interface to router 1, right? So that's the source. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's the source. The destination is the 192.168.10.1, which it doesn't know how to get to, so it uses the default route, goes out to router 1. Then router 1, if we look at its routing table, it knows how to get to the 10 network. So it sees that as the destination, then it tries to send the echo replies back to router 2, and then it sees the source of those pings was 172.16.12.2, which you can see here that it has a route to via serial 0.0, which is this directly connected interface to router 2. And that's why we have connectivity. So anyway, that's it. That's how you perform, that's one way to perform, to inject a default route into, your EIGRP network. If we wanted to do that on router 1 to router 3, what we would do is go under, again, not under the sub interface, but we need to go under the virtual template interface here and do IP summary address EIGRP1. Then here we'll do our default network 0.0.0.0 0.0.0.0. Now if we go back to router 3 and do a show IP route, you can see here now that I have a default route injected into my EIGRP domain. So if I try to ping something that's not in router 3's routing table, which is 192.168.10.0, which is loopback 10 on router 1, oops, put in there 193. Ping, it would help if I had the right IP, 192.168.10.1, and as you can see here now we have connectivity. So router 3, again, traffic flow, it's going to, doesn't know how to get to the 10 network, so it goes out the EIGRP default route via the virtual access interface. So if I do a show IP interface brief, the virtual access interface has the 13.3, which is basically connection to router 1. So if I do a show IP interface brief on router 1, its virtual access 1 is its connection to router 3. Okay, then if I do a show IP route, look in the routing table, I know how to get to the 10 network because it's directly connected via loopback 10. Then the source of the ping is 13.3, which I know how to get to here via router 1 via its directly connected virtual access interface. So then I will be able to send my echo reply back to router 3. So anyway, that's how you perform basic EIGRP, injecting a default route into EIGRP using the IP summary address command. So what we went through here today is we went through EIGRP summarization, how to take multiple networks and summarize them into one network. Then we also looked at EIGRP summarization using leak map, which allowed us to leak certain routes, more specific routes, into our EIGRP to our our stub routers. In this case, in router 2, we leaked the 2 network, and router 3, we leaked the 3 network. And then last but not least, we finished off with injecting a default route into EIGRP using the IP summary address command as well. So that's it. I hope you guys, learned a lot, because I know I sure did here, and I hope you guys will be with me with my next video. Thanks. Bye.